So good evening. I'll be presenting this the result of the fastAPI via terminal. Yeah. So what we have here in our main.py file, we have this that was generated by Copilot using this PRD, and during earlier session, whilst we follow the commands according to the video, there was a lot to be done in this file. So we asked the AI to refactor it a lot of times because of the fact that there were a lot of inconsistencies on the first AI generated code for our backend. So this is the backend, yeah. So anyways, we are done here, and let us run using uvicorn main :app reload. So okay, as you can see now it is running. We go to the browser, the refresh. There we go. So here is our Swagger UF for the fastAPI that was built by the AI using our PRD. So let us first verify if this thing works. First, let's post some order. Okay, let's change the values. Document name, let's call it print dot okay, meron tayong 18 ka page. Yan, print type is black and white. Okay, let's execute. Here we have here's our response. So it is in a JSON format, code 200, meaning it is a success. We got a JSON format response. Yeah. Okay, so let's close this. Now let us verify if we can see, or we can get the orders using this get orders. We click that, press try out, and execute. And as you can see, we've got a response of our input earlier. So yeah, let's try this. Try it out. Input ID set to 0. Execute, and yes, we still have the let's try using a different number. Execute, and as you can see, order not found. So it worked. This was generated by the as well, so but it was not required, so we will not be tackling about this. So now let us go to our terminal. So a lot of things happened. Here is our terminal. So as you can see, we've already made the client.py into an executable file using this command. But for now, let us look at the client.py file using nano. So it is currently located on my sandbox folder /pydev/client/client.py. So we will be using nano as our text editor. Okay, so here, so we added this as per instruction from the video earlier. Okay, so we added some comments because it is very difficult to keep track without a dedicated IDE. So what this does, it basically did what the video earlier did. For example, here let's say we have order. Here is it, order. So we defined a function called order that takes an input arguments. So we have it try exception here. So as long as all of these are, let's say, positive, then there won't be an error. We then turn the data. Okay, we then turn in the data or the values of these variables into a dictionary we call data. So we then use, so this is now a dictionary, diba? So we can then use that as a JSON data. Ano siya? So response is equal to request.post. So F to format our string. Okay. So URL was our localhost 127.0.0.1 colon 8000. Then we have /orders, and whatever the value of, or whatever the equivalent of this to a JSON. I don't know the exact term, but the exact value of this in a JSON format, it will be the value of this response. Okay, so this part right here was done by Copilot as well, and that was because I was having difficulties, no? Anyways, well, after this process, we then set the order, so we can verify that if it works using our terminal. So I have another terminal opened right here. So as you can see, there's a lot of things that happened in here. So let us try to clean it up. So basically we're pressing Ctrl plus L, and as you all have noticed, we are already in our virtual environment inside our sandbox, PyDev, and client folder. So let's try to ls. Again, caps lock ls. We have client.py. So let us try to input some data. So we can type in Python. I'm not sure if this will still work, considering the fact that we made the Python we made the client.python file into an executable file. So let us try regardless. So we type in Python, the name of the file, which was client.py, and we type in order, and we are going to type in a string. Let's say, for example, my name. Oh, no, let's change that. We already typed in our name on the Swagger UI earlier, so let's try a different name. Let's go with Shane. Document name, let's say this is a photo. Let's call it img1.png. Let's say that they require 4 copies of it, and it is colored. Okay, so let us press enter. As you can see, it said order sent. So meaning the code was a success. Our client side code was a success. We get the data or the values of the variables. We turn it into a dictionary format that is very similar to JSON format, and we use that as a JSON format, and basically we post it. Here you can see we post it to our localhost slash orders to save it on the local memory of this of this server. Basically, this no database, but they save on the memory somewhere. And if all of this was a success, we print order sent, which indeed it did happen. Okay, so next let us verify our view function. So here we defined a view function. So the first thing we did is we print list of orders. So just to emphasize that this is a list of orders. So of course we need a try except to verify if there are indeed contents or not. I meant no, that was a mistake. It is to verify basically it is used for verification, and if we get an error then we get a fetch error. Okay, then we have orders equals response.json. So this response.json, we get it from here, and it actually sends a request to get from the localhost slash order. So whatever the values that was saved in the memory will be then sent into this variable, and then we use this variable, its contents, because the contents of this is in a JSON format, I believe, if I did not misunderstand. The value of this variable is in a JSON format, so we then transfer that into orders. The orders, I mean, it's not equal, it's not really like the actual JSON format, but it is similar in structure. So that is why we can then convert it into JSON. So if it returns an empty, then we get a print that says no orders found. Otherwise, we will be using a for loop to iterate throughout the items, or throughout the orders. So let us try using our terminal. So we can then type in Python client.py view. Okay, let's press enter. As we can see, we have the first one which we made from the Swagger UI. Okay, so it is there, and now we have this new one that we did earlier with this command. Okay, my mistake. So as you can see, you can confirm that the client, the view function works for the client.py. So now let us try the other function, which is the search function here. So in this function, we first print searching just for visual impact. Again, another try except to determine if the entered ID is valid or not. So after that, we did another try and except. So if we get a response or not. So right here, we requested to get using a get method from the localhost slash orders slash the ID number, okay. Then if the response status is 404, meaning missing, then we can safely print out order not found. So otherwise, if there are any other errors, we can then say an error has occurred. But if we get a 200 status code 200, then everything will be fine, I believe. So again, response.json. Where is it? Okay, here is it. So response.json has the value of this that we got from request with the get method from this URL or from this route is similar as a similar structure to a JSON file. So that is why we can easily convert it into a JSON. At least that's how I receive it. And then we can then store that JSON into this order variable. Then we get to print whatever is inside here. So the difference between this and the view is that view has this one. The view has for loop to iterate throughout all the orders, but here on search, since we only get one output, then we don't need to iterate anything. Okay, so let us verify if it works. Let's type in Python client.py search, then the ID 0, and as you can see, it printed out the first ID or first customer or student. Let's try index position 1 or ID 1. There we have it, and 3, order not found. Okay, so we can then safely say that everything worked as per instruction. Since we already made the file into an executable file, let us verify by typing in /. This is we use this on terminal to execute files. Okay, so we type in client.py. No need to type in Python, and let's type in order and add a data. So let's say this is the file name, and they require a lot of copies, maybe 45 copies, and this black and white. Let us enter. As you can see, order was sent. We can then try to verify again without typing in Python. View, and as you can see, we have the new one right here. So the cost was done on the back end, okay, not on the front end. It was the calculation was done on the back end. And let us try it. Lastly, let us try search index position 2 or ID number 2, and there we have it. So we can safely say and we have verified that everything works. So I guess that will be the end of this video, as it is already 2 AM in the morning and I have to wake up at 4 or 5 probably. So anyways, that will be the end of this video. Thank you so much. Yan, inhatong tanong yung mga dawaton sila. Salamat.